Hello guys, welcome to Hankins Custom Rifles and another episode of Hanks TV. I know it's been a long time since I've done any test firing videos, and we've only got one rifle here for you today to be test fired, but it is a little bit out of the ordinary. It's a 6.5 Creedmoor target rifle that has been built on a McMillan F-class stock that I've sanded down and smoothed out all the rough edges, and we've done a high gloss automotive clear coat finish on this gun stock, and it is in a burnt orange with a flip-flop pearl, so it goes from gold to green depending on how you're looking at it and when the sun shines on it. Now it's really cloudy today, there's no sun out, so I don't know if we're going to get the true effects of this paint job today in this cloudy atmosphere, but maybe before we get done the sun will come out and I can show you how this paint job really pops when the sun hits it. The action is a Rebel. That's a Defiance Rebel action, short, single shot. And let's see, the barrel is a Bartline barrel, and it's a 1 in 8 twist, so it should shoot the heavy bullets pretty good. And that's what we're hoping for, shoot 140 grain bullets, which I don't have any of those here today. We're very limited on ammo today, so we're just going to test fire it, get it on paper with what I've brought with me today. The scope is a Vortex Viper. It's a 6-24 by 50 power first focal plane, and the rings that we've got here are the Burris tactical style 6-hole Picatinny rings. And let's see, we've got one of my self-timing tactical style muzzle brakes out on the front, a jeweled trigger, and a custom-made Hanks Precision Gun Parts trigger guard on this rifle. So that's really the rundown on this gun. All we've got to do now is shoot it, get it sighted in for the customer. He's anxious to come and pick it up. So let's get the ball rolling and we'll get some shots fired. Okay guys, we're ready to start doing some test firing with this rifle here. I have bore sighted the rifle by looking through the barrel, putting it on the target, adjusting the scope to the target that I'm seeing through the rifle barrel. And that will get you on the paper at 100 yards so that you're not wasting a lot of ammunition when you're doing your initial sight in. So we're going to go ahead and start shooting the gun. And like I said earlier, we're very limited on ammunition. I didn't have a lot to choose from at the shop. And the last time I ordered ammo from Midway, they didn't have a whole lot to choose from either. So I've got Hornady's Varmint Express. This is a 95 grain bullet that we're going to try first. And then I've got some Federal Premium here that's shooting 130 grain hybrid. Let's see, is this a Burger bullet? So we've got 130 grain Burger hybrid open tip match bullet that we're going to try also. But we're going to shoot these 95 grain Varmint Express first and get ourselves on the paper and see what kind of group we can get with these. And then we'll move up to the Federal Premium. So it is a single shot. We'll load them one at a time. I do believe I can see that hole on the paper, so I'm just going to shoot 2 more. Okay guys, those were the first 3 shots out of the gun, and we are only about 1.5 or 2 inches low and 1.5 or 2 inches to the right. So I'm going to make a scope adjustment and we'll shoot for a bullseye. These first 3 shots are down there probably close to a 1/2 inch, maybe a little over. So we're going to make a quick scope adjustment and I'll be back with you guys here in just a minute. Okay guys, I made a little scope adjustment. We're going to do some more shooting, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this rifle scope. This is a first focal plane, and to me the reticle in it is practically useless. I'm on 24 power, and that's where I have to be in order to see the reticle, and it's nice and bright out here today. So if you turn this all the way down to the 6 power and you look through the scope, the reticle gets so small that you can't even see it. So if you're in the woods, low light conditions, trying to hunt a deer and he's walking in front of you at 30-40 yards and you're on 6 power, you can't even see the reticle. I'm not kidding you now. I don't know why they make these things like they do. It's so fine that you can't even use it. And then it's got so many numbers and dots inside here, it looks like a Christmas tree, that it is very confusing to the average person. There's no way you can use all these numbers and dots on a spur of the moment shot. What you need in your rifle scope when you're choosing rifle scopes, get a second focal plane rifle scope, use your external knobs for your adjustments and for your windage and elevation. You really only need 1 crosshair. I wish they would go back to making scopes to give us guys more options with just a duplex reticle in it and the ability to change our adjustments using our external knobs. That's what the external knobs were put on here for. And then they throw a reticle in this scope that is so busy that it's absolutely confusing. So once you get your gun sighted in at 100 yards and you build yourself your little cheat sheet like I do, and you tape it on the scope and you range your animal at 400 yards, you look at your cheat sheet and it tells you you need whatever MOA adjustments you need. Let's say it's just 20 MOA, so you just turn your scope up 20 minutes and you aim dead on the animal with the only crosshair that you have in the scope. So there's no confusing and no messing up. You ain't got 3 or 4 choices of which crosshair to choose from. And in this particular scope here, if I had to count all the lines and hash marks and dashes and dots, I bet there's 200 of them in this scope, and it's just way too busy for the average person. Like I said, it looks cool when you look through it at Cabela's and you buy it and then you bring it home, put it on your gun, and it ain't what it's supposed to be. So I know there's a lot of discussion out there on first focal plane and second focal plane rifle scopes, and my opinion is second focal plane all the way. Just stay away from the first focal plane scopes. They are not worth the extra money to me. That's my opinion, and some of you guys out there might like them, and some of you guys are like me and you hate them. But we're going to go on and start shooting this gun some more. We've got one good group down there already, but I am on 24 power, and if I go much lower than that, my reticle gets so small that I can't really see it. So we're going to just leave it on 24 power. Okay, so there was 3 more shots in about 60 seconds or so. I didn't waste much time shooting those 3 shots off. They are all 3 in the orange dot, and I'm going to say they'll measure under 3/8 of an inch of a group. So that's a 3/8 MOA with 6 shots out of this gun so far. And I'm done shooting the 95 grain Varmint Express bullets. We're going to give this barrel just a minute or 2 to cool down. I'm sure it's not warmed up yet, and it hasn't. But we're going to sit here for a minute, take a break, and then I'm going to jump over and we're going to start shooting 130 grain burgers by Federals here, the gold medal match that they offer. Let's see how these do. We may make another scope adjustment, but for now, the Varmint Express bullets are dead on. You could shoot the eye out of a gnat at 100 yards with this gun. So stay tuned, fellas. We'll be right back to you. Okay, guys, we're back. We're going to shoot the 130 grain gold medal match burger bullets now. I'm going to shoot 2 groups of 3, and we'll see what we can get. We've got 1 target down there, and it's got 2 groups already on it, and those 2 groups were from the 95 grain Hornadies that we test fired out here earlier. And we're just going to keep shooting at the same target. So these 2 groups here are going to be shot at the 2 blue dots on the top of the target. Okay, so we got us a really good group right there. That's probably going to be a 1/4 inch or so. And I do want to tell you, fellas, that while we was taking a break there a minute ago, I counted up all the dots and hash marks that's in this scope reticle. And there was 201, counting the center aiming dot in the reticle. So to me, that's very busy. 200 dots in a reticle is just way more than you could ever possibly use or need or want, or I just don't know why they got so many of them in there, but they're there. It looks cool, so I guess we'll just go with it as that. Let's shoot our last 3 and see what we can get here. Okay, we got another good group, but there is one pulled out, but it's not pulled out by much. We're going to walk down there here in just a second and look at the target. And the sun's shining a little bit, so maybe we can get some pop on this here paint job. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I was shooting this pretty much 100% free recoil. The gun don't move much at all. That muzzle brake out there is very effective, and it did help in shooting this gun today. So there's no recoil hardly whatsoever. You could let your wife or your kids shoot this gun on the bench all day long, and they're just going to have an absolute ball because it's accurate. And the only interesting guns are accurate guns. So that's my motto. If you can't hit what you're aiming at with it, ain't worth having. So this one here is definitely shooting good. Factory ammunition. The guy that bought this gun is an accomplished reloader and a competitive target shooter, so I know he'll work up some ammo that will shoot probably all day long under 2s. So that's really about all I can tell you about this gun here. We're going to walk down and check out the target real quick, and we'll get right back with you. Okay guys, so here you have it. This is the sunlight shining on the gun. You can really see the pearl. At least I can see it. I don't know if it'll show up in that camera or not. And it's a flip-flop pearl, so depending on how you're looking at it, what angle, some companies call it chameleon. This is just called flip-flop. It's made by House of Colors, but a lot of you guys are familiar with what they call the chameleon colors. DuPont called it something else, and I can't remember now what they called it for a long time, and it's still being used today, but now I forgot the name of it. But anyway, this is a flip-flop pearl from House of Colors, and it's very, very pretty. So that's enough there on the paint job. Let's get on over here and look at the groups that we shot with this gun today. So I bore sighted it, and I shot my first group. I was aiming here, but I got lucky and I grouped right here on this dot. So that was just pure luck. That right there, it's under 3/4. I can't give it any better than that. All I can do is say under 3/4. That's the 95 grain Hornady Varmint Express. First 3 shots out of the gun. We moved up here, 95 grain Hornady Varmint Express. The next 3 shots out of the gun, and now we are down. I'm gonna have to give that about 3/8 of an inch. So we took a few minute break. I counted 201 dots in the reticle, and we jumped up to shoot the gold medal match with the 130 grain burger bullet in here, and we got this group right here, which I'm going to say that is under 1/4 inch. So we got 3 shots under 1/4 inch. We didn't take a break or any kind of a cleaning process or nothing on the barrel. We just went ahead and kept shooting it. The last 3 shots we got right here. We've got 2 in this one hole, which is about more consistent with this over here. And then for some reason I dropped one out. That was the second shot. I don't know, it's just one of those things. So drop down a little bit, but that's what we've got, fellas. And I want to invite y'all to say to like the video, thumbs up on the YouTube videos. Visit HankinsCustomRifles.com if you need a rifle built like this. And if you haven't yet already, go to and visit HanksPrecisionGunParts.com. I'm now manufacturing the highest quality parts at the lowest possible prices, so you guys that build guns or buy parts can now buy the highest quality parts at a lower price than you've been paying in the past. So we're manufacturing these in my shop, and I'm able to pass the savings on straight to you guys because there's no middleman to mark them up. So buy straight from the manufacturer, and that would be me at HanksPrecisionGunParts.com. Until next time, fellas, thanks for watching the videos, the thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you later.